publications with H index 22 and 315 popular articles. He has been decorated with different honors like a recipient of a Best Researcher Award 2011-2012 with Annamala University, a recipient of IAPST Pharmaceutical Scientist of the Year 2015 Award, nominated as an expert, administrative and a social pharmacy and ethic group of Federation of Asian Pharmaceutical Association, expert invitee to attend the second International My Dispense Symposium 2018 at Monash University, Rato Center, Italy. Recipient of IAPHL sponsorship to attend 5th Global Health Supply Summit at Kigali, Rwanda 2012 and 6th Global Health Supply Summit at Addis Ababa, Ethiopia 2013. Recipient of ICMR travel grant to attend International Congress on Tropical Medicine and Malaria 2012. Acknowledged in WHO's document, Developing the Pharmacy Practice, a Focus on Patient Care, Handbook 2006 as a reviewer. He has published a various textbooks as a principal authors like Textbook of Pharmacovigilance, Physical Pharmacy Practical Text, Pharmaceutics Practical Manual. He has a different field reach out activities like he has organized several programs on drugstore management for pharmacists under WHO. He has serving as an Inspector of Pharmacy Council of India, member of Expert Committee of AICTE for visiting Pharmacy College for approval, member of Expert Team of NBA for accreditation of pharmacy program, and serving as an examiner for bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, and DSc programs in a pharmacy of various universities. He also had a great radio talk on ORS and zinc in the pediatric diarrhea, All India Radio, Pondicherry. So with this brief introduction, I kindly request Dr. Guru Prasad Mohanta sir to take the charge of this platform and enlighten us with your great knowledge. It's up to you, sir.
Thank you for this good introduction, and I really delighted to hear all these things. But I'll tell you one more thing that probably you have missed. All these things are very fine, but something little different is what I do is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Okay. What I do is educating the common man. Educating the common man on medicine use. That is my passion. That is my passion.
Okay.
And how I do this? Through my writings in newspapers. I had a personal column, Know Your Medicine, in India. That is yes, the teaching, research is my bread and butter, but that is my passion. And one more thing that I feel pride that I was with World Health Organization as a officer for as an officer for medicine, national technical officer, and till today, so far nobody has occupied that post, because what we see is pharmacists working for the better use of medicines throughout the globe, but not in India. So I was one of the officers in WHO country office for India. Anyway, let us come to the subject. Shall we come?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
You are able to see the slide, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the pharmacy practice education challenges and strategies for better future. This is what I would like to speak on these for another probably 45 minutes or so. Friends, here is a question to all of you, my teacher colleagues. I ask one question to all my teacher colleagues. You know what is the toughest job? What is the toughest job? Teach the teachers. Because teachers have already their own philosophy. They believe they know everything, and so there is no need for teaching the teachers. So that is the toughest job, and I am in the hot seat today at this point. Friends, when we talk of vision and mission, so what we want to see? The pharmacy practice. That is our vision. What we want to see? The pharmacy practice is not a new one. People have been doing since the compounding era to now the clinical pharmacy practice that we visualize. So, but what we exactly want to see, that should be our vision. And for that, we need to work. Perhaps we need to see that when people will ask us, people will ask the practicing pharmacist for various clinical intervention. The professional, other health professional will ask us. So how will we reach there? Through our mission. That is, and every teacher of pharmacy practice should think of this. Friends, someone has said, destroying any nation does not need the use of atomic bombs or missiles. It only requires the quality of education. So if we, and very important for us, because pharmacy practice is still, though we have the pharmacy practice regulation in 2015, still it is in infancy. And we need to educate people. People ranges from the teachers to the professionals. Education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. If we want to see a better pharmacy practice tomorrow, and we need to educate. And I'll tell you here one simple example. Some of you probably know. When a shoe company sent his team to explore whether we can market the shoe in that particular island, one of the shoe companies officer wrote back, no, here there is no possibility of marketing our shoes because people do not know how to use shoes and full of thorns, and people are not civilized. Another officer sent back a message. Please send a 2 truckload of shoes. Here we have plenty of scope because people do not know how to wear shoes, and we'll educate them. They can use our shoes and avoid the harms, avoid the injury that being created by the thorn everywhere. So this is how we need to look at. If we look at pharmacy practice, we need to educate not just the professionals, but the common man. If the common man wants, situation will improve within no time. Friends, some of you are probably experiencing this. As a student, you have different views, and as a teacher, you have different views. What is the views? At this moment, we say our students are not attentive. Our students are not respecting us well. We are not like that. We had a high respect to our teachers. This is the common feeling of most of the teachers. The reason is things have changed since then. How things have changed? Previously, we are talking knowledge is power, shared knowledge is power. So we are talking of only about the knowledge. But we say now we have the principle of ask. Ask. A stands for attitude, S stands for skill, and K for knowledge. So knowledge is in the bottom. Above it is skill, and above and the top is attitude. So we need attitude. If we have the attitude, we can acquire this skill, we can acquire the knowledge. If we talk of knowledge, what is knowledge? Knowledge is facts and figures. Who is more knowledgeable? Our Alexa, our Google, they are more knowledgeable than all of us. So why should we talk about this knowledge alone? Friends, why this change? Because when we were studying, few books were available, and whatever the teacher teach, that is the only resources we have. Even we did not have much books. But now situation is different. We have plenty of resources. Why should we listen to the boring lecture of my teachers? At my wish and will, at my leisure time, I can look at whatever I want to study, whatever I want to develop my sphere of understanding. So the resources are plenty now, and many of the resources are free. And that is why this change in destruction of the students. So if we look at pharmacy practice, we have the area, now even the B farm also we have the pharmacy practice, and in B farm we have something called they have to do in fourth year, and what they can do in different areas they have to work. Some of them will probably work in pharmacy practice. So pharmacy practice module, we can think of community pharmacy, we can think of hospital pharmacy and other areas. So if it is community pharmacy, what they should do? Planning for establishing to acquiring a license. So for getting a license, what are the requirements? The students can prepare themselves. And friends, the community pharmacy is the most rewarding pharmaceutical area. Nowhere we get that much profit, what we get in retail farms. There are two retail business where people don't usually bargain. One is the liquor shop, the other one is our pharmacy. Anywhere other than this, in retail business, always there is a bargain. and people respect this community pharmacy. And only thing is, we need to improve ourselves so that this is sustainable. Hospital pharmacy, many of us teach ABC, teach BN analysis, and teach how to procure medicines. We develop SOPs, but one thing that no one teaches us is what I'll do with the ABC analysis. Yes, I know ABC analysis, how to do, divide the division into A, B, C. So what I'll do, yes, A, B, C I have done. It's very simple, just put an Excel sheet, we'll get this. But ABC is one of the most vital tool that we use. I'll give a simple example that may not be directly suiting up to our pharmacy practice. I just deliberately want to do how important is ABC analysis. If we look at the pharmaceutical marketing, we get profit, and marketing people are better paid than the technical professionals. Why this happens? Because if there is marketing, if we have earning, the company will sustain. So what the marketing manager should look at, should do the ABC analysis. Find out which one gives you the maximum profit. Yes, A category of medicine gives the maximum profit. Next comes the B, next comes the C. So when he directs his employees, directs his team members, he should see that A category of items, sale of A category of items never comes down. Even if you increase the C categories of items sell, you cannot get the good revenue. If you increase even little A item sell, you can have a substantial increase in your revenue. So that is how even the ABC analysis is useful even in marketing. Then we have the drug information service. Many times, if you look at the drug information service questions we give to the students, we don't look at, just take something, write about the particular drug. That is not drug information service. That is already available. If you look at the formulary, if you look at the simple sims and memes, you can find about the drug information. What is important here is the question must be tailor-made. Question must be tailor-made. We'll see some questions later. Then the clinical pharmacy service show how to develop the leaflets, patient counseling aids, ADR monitoring, that is your pharmacovigilance, the new area is coming up. Then the dosage adjustment in renal impairment. Try to get this example not from the books, but from nearby hospitals. So here is an example. There are several proton pump inhibitors. You know the proton pump inhibitors, starting from your omeprazole to, I don't know, several prazols are available. But what is your choice? What is your choice? If you want to take yourself, leave about the patient, a third party, what happens to patient? We are least concerned sometimes because we are not taking the medicine. If we are not taking that medicine, why should we be concerned? What is our choice? That should I recommend to everybody. Because it is my choice. I believe this is the best proton pump inhibitors. Maybe there will be some variation, but what should be our first choice? Which one we should take? We have the pantoprazole, we have the omeprazole, we have the esomeprazole, and so on. What should be our choice? And we must be able to defend, yes, this is my choice, and why this is my choice. So here, the local doctor wants to know what should be the choice. Our clinical pharmacist, our pharmacist should be able to tell the answer and defend it. See, a person comes to the primary healthcare facilities in the early hours with severe dehydration, following diarrhea and vomiting. On inquiry, it is found that the patient is under treatment for diabetes. Patient is also under the treatment for his high blood pressure. The doctor confused. Yes, there is no doubt the patient requires rehydration for survival. If we are not able to rehydrate, patient may not survive. And for rehydration, we have the three common medicines are normal saline, dextrose solutions, and dextrose normal salines. These are all available in almost all hospitals, and it is a primary health care facilities. So what should be our choice? Should we give normal saline? Should we give dextrose? Or should we give both dextrose normal saline? Here the key is, if we say normal saline, you know normal saline contains sodium. And if we give sodium, the patient's blood pressure may shoot up. If we give dextrose, patient's blood sugar level may go up. So what is our choice? And that is the clue. That is the key. That is where the clinical pharmacist or pharmacists are required to give their suggestion. Yes, our students make mistakes. So when they make mistakes, we have a better opportunity to teach. If they don't make mistake, they will not care the teachers. Friends, the situation has changed. Earlier, it was the teacher-centric learning. We always talk of how a good teacher who teaches well. But now we are not talking of how do we just teach, but whether the students are learning. Students are learning. So the teacher-centric teaching to student-centric learning is the concept at this moment. We are not talking of for teaching, we don't get the reward. But learning of our students, If they do perform well, that becomes the reward for us. So there are few student-centric learning methods I have included here, but this is not the only student-centric learning methods. This is just an experiential learning. This is not experimental learning. Experiential learning means the student experience these, and through that experience we learn. Integrated or interdisciplinary participatory learning means the learning should be very, very interesting, not like our boring lecture. So we need, they should be part of the whole process. The students should be part of all the. So when they do some exercise, they learn it. For example, very important is the role play. The last one, self-directed learning. So many we have. Now many MOOC courses are available. The free, massive online courses. And this is called MOOC courses. We can ask our students to do these courses. Role play. Role play is very, very interesting because the students learn better in role play. Role play means one student will be patient, the other students will be clinical pharmacist. So how they are, or the other students, maybe some will be other health professional, and there is a confusion what should be, how the individual should be treated. Even role play, the mother comes with a child asking, give an injection to my child because my child has not eaten since last evening, only diarrhea and vomiting. So what should be done? So what are the challenges that we face in pharmacy practice teaching? The lack of trained teachers. Teachers are all qualified, but with limited practice exposure. Friends, even for primary, even for the KGs to children, we need a trained teacher to teach. And when they are coming to study pharmacy, they already have certain knowledge, and there we don't need the teachers, trained teachers. Our teachers directly from the college, pharmacy college, or the department or the university, they directly become the professors in a pharmacy college. Where is the training of teachers? We do need training of teachers. Not only the training of teachers, but they should have sufficient practice exposures. We know we have plenty of RD programs, plenty of colleges offering these programs, but there is a wide variation in the facilities available with the college. System does not exist to train the teachers. Even in the earlier education policy, if we look at higher education, all the teachers, irrespective of whether you are in the university or in the college, one has to undergo the orientation program, 3 to 4 weeks orientation program. So where the teachers are taught, how to handle a class, how to react when the students behave little differently. And after that, this teacher has to undergo the training on subjects. Orientation one program, then the refresher course, that is the subject updating program. This was all mandatory. Lack of facilities for practice exposure. Friends, we have all MOU and all. We know this MOU, how much we have access. Always, the teaching hospitals are the best for practice exposure. Why these teaching hospitals are best? Because the best practices are followed in teaching hospitals. Because the student may ask a question, the medical students may ask a question to the teacher. Why, sir, this is prescribed? Why can't we have the other drugs? And the biggest challenge is the conflict between the revenue earnings and practice. Friends, in any hospital, private hospital, if you look, the drugs and medicines are major contributor to the revenues. So, but pharmacy practice looks into rational use of medicine. Pharmacy practice look into unnecessary use of medicine. Pharmacy practice looks into how we can reduce the medicine expenditure. So there is always a conflict. And that is why even if some of the private hospitals, they have undergone the accreditation process, they have employed clinical pharmacists, but none of them are used for the purpose for which we want the clinical pharmacy. Medicines are different from other commodities. The one who pays does not decide. The one who pays does not decide. The one who decides does not pay. If you want to buy a cell phone, who decides? You decides. But when you are buying medicine, who decides? Either the doctor decides or the pharmacist decides. So these medicines, the one who decides is often paid, whether it's a doctor or the pharmacist. So we need to be careful what we need to recommend. So strategies for improvement. Practice concept needs penetration beyond the pharmacy professionals. We are happy. We are happy with what? We are happy among ourselves. But we are not happy when we are working as a partner. We are working as a team member with other people. So the concept needs to penetrate that pharmacy practice beyond the pharmacy professionals. The concept of rational use to be promoted and the rational drug use to be promoted so that we know how we can use the medicine in the best way. And this is not only we require this to be taught to our students to practice when we are in a team members of the healthcare. We can also practice this when we talk to the common man. Because common man decides, and you know, the famous dialogue, don't underestimate the power of a common man. So if the common man decides, we can see tomorrow things are changing. Strengthen the pharmacy practice regulation. We have pharmacy practice regulation. Definitely the first step we have achieved, but we do need to strengthen it so that others will respect the pharmacy practice regulation. So we have these 4 domains: community pharmacy, hospital pharmacy, clinical pharmacy, and the new areas are drug information service and pharmacovigilance. We can aid others, no issue. So any of this, we need to check ourselves. We belong to community pharmacy, how to practice it the best possible way. Hospital pharmacy, we should train our students how best way they can improve the hospital pharmacy practice. Similar is the clinical pharmacy, similar is the drug information service and the pharmacovigilance. Friends, here is an activity. All adult education without activity has little meaning, because so here oral rehydration salts, ORS, identify the teaching points, what we need to tell them. If we are teaching ORS to our students as a teacher, what should be our teaching points? If any of my teacher colleagues volunteer, yes, please. ORS is, so far no medicine has saved that many number of lives that has come from the ORS. Yes, please. Just an idea. Please tell me what should be our teaching points if we want to teach ORS.
So,
Yes, please.
shall I, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So first of all, sir, what I will do is the 2 things, like from clinical point of view. First of all, why we need to administer the ORS, means which are the conditions where we need the ORS. At the same time, when I administer the ORS, what will be the consequences after administration of the oral rehydration salt? So this point, on this point, I will teach the students. First of all, why I need it. Then what are the different compositions of the ORS? How this composition going to affect the present condition of the patient, and what will happen once we administer the ORS. So this point I will explain. At the same time, the doses, means at what doses it should be administered, how to avoid the overdosing of same, if it is it there or not. So this point I will explain, sir.
Yes, very good. See, the important things that we'd like to emphasize here is, it is all written in the books, everywhere it is written. But what we want, that how to prepare ORS. How to prepare ORS. So we need a good quality of water, that is the drinking water. And the second thing that we require is, what is the osmolarity of this ORS? If the osmolarity is not balanced, what will happen is the reverse will take place. The cells will lose the water instead of cells absorbing the water from the stomach or the GIT. So that means, what is our common belief? More concentrated, better effect, more potent. More concentrated, more potent, better effect. But in ORS, it is not so. If we have more concentrated, it does the reverse. It does the reverse. Yes. Osmosis, what happened? If we see the osmosis principle from lower concentration to higher concentration. So, and that is why this ORS composition is revised. Some of you might have noticed, some of you might have not noticed. And they have reduced the ORS formula so that we get the less osmolar solution. So this is how we need to teach them. So this, see here, this is the formula. The whole quantity to be dissolved in 1 liter of recently boiled and cool water. But sometimes we have a different quantity, but the quantity and water should be matching. Quantity of ORS and the quantity of the water. In no case we should prepare a concentrated solution. Friends, we have to be very, very careful because these are all common professional hazards. These are all common professional hazards. What is this? See, we evaluate the answer script, and Director General of Evaluation recommends penalizing 1,200 teachers. Teachers, it is important to take care of yourself. So many professional health hazards we notice being a teacher. Yes, now of course the situation has come. We are less shocked because more use of ICT tools, and ICT tools are becoming mandatory. Friends, we have been talking, can we make a change as an individual? Churchill has said long back, if you change yourself, the world will have less one person. What person? World will have less one idiot. So that means every one of us needs to have a change. And if you see here, a pharmacist prescription for doctors. One pharmacist from Andhra Pradesh, Nalgonda, and I don't know, now maybe it is in Telangana, Chilkari Paranmatma. This community pharmacist, he works, he went from the ministry to the court to make the prescription should be written in capital. Though we do not find much change, but still many has adopted this because this is the guideline of now of the Medical Council of India, now the National Medical Commission. Friends, thank you very much. for your understanding and patience. I am really grateful to Indira College of Pharmacy's Principal Anoga Joshi, Vice Principal Kanun sir is available today, and my PhD scholar Digambar for giving me this opportunity to be with you this afternoon to share some of my understandings. I would like to have few questions.
Yes, with your permission, sir. Thank you so much for the enlightening speech, and it was actually a wake-up call for as pharmacy practice teachers about the challenges that we face in reality. And it was also showing us a glimpse of what is the reality in India in this scenario, and what are the challenges that are expected and faced by the students. And with your permission, I would just like to ask the public whether they have any questions to put forward to sir.
My pharmacy practice teachers, if you just teach what is given in the book, that will not help us much. We need to train, because we have plenty of, just like one example I have given, we have so many proton pump inhibitors. If you go, you want to buy, will you buy the omeprazole? Will you buy the esomeprazole? Will you buy the pantoprazole? Which one will you buy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Which one? Suppose you want to buy for yourself. Which one will you buy?
Cost-wise, omeprazole is cheap, but quality-wise and effect-wise, pantoprazole is good. Omeprazole would be a better option if it's just a small way, where pantoprazole would be an effective option.
So you mean to say pantoprazole is more effective than any of the proton pump inhibitors?
Yes, sir.
How do you know this, ma'am? Have we studied the comparative efficacy of all the, when we look at selection of medicine, we
sir.
look not only just, first
The
we look
cost,
at,
the
first
quality.
should be safety,
Yes, efficacy.
next thing should be efficacy,
Efficacious, yes.
then quality,
And quality. And the cost of the medicine,
yes.
availability of the medicine, access to the medicine.
No, availability is always there. If it is not available, the question does not arise to use that.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
So we need to have a comparative study.
Yes.
Before we make a decision.
Clinical decision.
So shall I ask one more? I think that another question I asked is whether we should be, the patient is diabetic, patient is hypertensive, which one we should give to control rehydration?
Yeah, so basically we do not require DNS maybe in patients who are diabetic. We can go for normal NS.
We have three in
Yes.
primary health center.
Yes.
Usually either there will be dextrose solution, or there will be dextrose normal saline,
Yes.
or normal
saline. So
what should be our choice?
Taking into consideration the patient's glucose profile and the diabetic status of the patient, DNS could be avoided, and NS would be a better choice.
I do not agree with you, because
yes, sir.
Do you think which one is, here we have to see which one is less devil? Which one is less devil? Sodium chloride is
much
less level
less.
or dextrose is less level. If blood pressure shoots up, you can't do anything and
Yeah.
there could be any problem.
Yes, that is true.
Glucose level shoots up, give insulin, it will come down
Come
without any
down.
problem. So what should be our choice? Which is less heavy, which is manageable? Blood pressure may not be able to, we may not be able to manage. If blood pressure shoots up, we can see the consequences of, but diabetes consequences, you can't get the immediate. You can give the insulin, you can bring down. So that is the way we need to teach. That is the way we need to teach the pharmacy practice. Thank you. Sorry.
There has been one question. What do you mean by personalized approach to therapy? Like, is it possible to have a personalized approach, like pharmacogenetically confirming the response? Can it be a reality in India? The question is, if pharmacogenetically you can check the patient, can you check the response before even giving the drug to the patient?
Yes, this is a very interesting question. But have we reached to that level of pharmacy practice in this country?
No. But I just want to know your viewpoint of whether this can be a reality.
It cannot have, at least at this moment, reality. Because we have not reached to that level where we are going to teach our students. If we are not able to teach about the personalized medicine, how they will be able to intervene when a therapy is going on. So we have to wait for that time when we grow up in our activities. People will respect us. People will take our suggestion. And for that, we need to establish ourselves that we are capable of doing this.
Yes, so we need to.
But that is personalized medicine is the future.
Is the future, yeah. Is the future of pharmacy practice indeed. Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time, even despite your busy schedule. Thank you for sharing us this great insights regarding the pharmacy practice field. Yeah. With your permission, on behalf of Team ICP, I would like to felicitate.
We have pharmacy practice teachers in today's participation.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
The audience has got a mixed blend. Yes, they are there.
Yes, sir.
So,
we have.
Yes, sir.
She herself is a pharmacy practice teacher.
There is a scope for them to go for international exposure. See, when we'll become very confident in the class, when we know that these things can happen, we can do this. At this moment, if we look at, we don't know. We just see read in the books. We just read in the books. We ourselves sometimes wonder whether such things are happening in US, UK, Australia. So there is a scope for the teachers to undergo this exposure training. Please visit Pharma Bridge in FIP. One needs to mobilize fund for travel and stay, and for travel only one has to mobilize the fund, stay, and the local expenditure for about a month or so, this FIPBS.
That is indeed a great news for all the pharmacy teachers who are listening, pharmacy practice teachers who are listening. FIP can be a good opportunity for those who have
FIP, madam,
yes.
Within the FIP, we have to go to the Pharma Bridge, and there you have to register, and they will, when time comes, and they will invite you that this particular country, this hospital, the training facilities available.
Yes.
And one has to only bear the travel.
Travel expenses.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. It was a great learning for all the participants and you also. We are really grateful to you for sparing your time and being here virtually. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful words. Thanks.
Sir, as a token of our appreciation, this is a certificate for you. Thank you for sharing, especially your time and insights. It was actually an eye-opener for all of us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. Because now it's due for your next session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. The next speaker has joined us and we will be starting the session shortly. Give us a couple of minutes for just the changeover. That's it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Shraddha, can you please start your camera?
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Dr. Mutali, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Shraddha ma'am, we can start. Sir is very much here.
Yes, sir. Just 1 minute. We'll be starting in.
Very good
few
afternoon, Dr.
seconds.
Mutalik, sir. It's
Good
a great
afternoon,
pleasure
sir.
to have you here.
Thank
Good
you, sir.
afternoon,
Thank you.
sir. Good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon,
sir.
madam.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Dr. Shraddha Devarshi, would like to welcome everyone to the last session of day 3 of 4 days AICT sponsored national conference. It gives me pleasure to introduce the speaker for today's session, Dr. Srinivas Mutalik. Dr. Srinivas Mutalik is working as a professor and head of Department of Pharmaceutics in Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Manipal. He has completed PhD in 2004 from Manipal Academy of Higher Educations and 3 years of postdoctoral studies from University of Queensland, Australia, and was also visiting researcher at A-Star Institute, Singapore in 2016. Dr. Mutalik has good professional experience in academics and in pharmaceutical industries at different capacities. He has published more than 175 papers in reputed journals and has 10 patents to his credit. He has presented his research findings at various national and international conferences and delivered several guest lectures. He has received several research grants from funding agencies such as DBT, DST, ICMR, AICT, BIRAC, VGST, Government of Karnataka, and several pharmaceutical companies. He has received several awards such as Dr. TMA Gold Medal Award for Outstanding Research, Best Poster and Oral Presentation Awards, Distinguished Alumni Award, APTI Young Pharmacy Teacher Award, VGST Award for Best Research Paper, etc. He is also a supervisor for several PhD and PG students. He is the life member of various professional organizations. Also, his research interests include development and evaluation of novel drug delivery systems and nanopharmaceuticals. With this brief introduction, I would like to request Dr. Mutalik, sir, to start the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for the kind words.
Thank you, sir.
So first of all, I would like to thank the organizers, especially Madhur Kulkarni madam, for giving me the opportunity to speak here. And the topic is more generalized one. So most of you have already come across about the various contents of this presentation. I would like to put them in a systematic manner, and I would like to explain the industry institute collaborations. So shall I share the screen now? Is it okay, madam? Can you see
Yes,
the
sir.
slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So So the topic given is innovations through industry collaborations. So in this, I'll be briefing about the different aspects of industry institute partnerships and how can we go ahead with the successful collaborations with industries. So academy industry partnership, academia and industry, they are the important pillars for our economy, and a robust collaboration between these two pillars is necessary for economic development, enabling innovation, growth in the education system, and it produces an employment ready workforce. So this is how the industry academic partnership takes place. So there is government which will be here to support the collaboration between industry and institutes. So coming to academia, it generates knowledge and manpower, and the motto is education, research, and offering the services. On the other hand, industry utilizes knowledge and manpower, and the main motto is making profit, and that will be shared among the shareholders and finally to the community by providing the employment and improving the quality of life of the population, then growth, and finally research. So the main aim of this academy industry partnership is from conceptualization of the idea to commercialization point of view. So government will be having the role here to support by providing the suitable grant and providing the conducive environment for the fruitful collaboration. These are the stakeholders, that is the students, faculty members, alumni, industry personnel, funding agencies, both private as well as government funding agencies, professional associations. Professional associations may not directly fund either academy or the industries, but they will create the environment where suitable funding may be available. And industry associations like Indian Drug Manufacturing Association, Indian Drug Manufacturers Association. Academy industry partnership, with respect to industry, they train the employees, manufacturing or production, research, publications, patents, and finally commercialization and marketing. Coming to the institutes they teach the students research, publications, patents. So compared to industries, compared to institutes, the industries are having additional things like one is manufacturing and next one is commercialization and marketing. Other than these two, the main areas are almost same. So this is how the academy industry collaboration takes place. First one is partner selection. Next one is collaboration steps between university and industry. And third one is looking into the outcomes. So first process is partner selection. This is based on the mutual understanding between the university as well as the companies. Suppose if the university is working in that area, and if the companies will come to know that, okay, they are also working in our areas, then the understanding will start. And next will be compatibility culture. Both industries and universities, they should check whether they are compatible with each other in terms of the facilities available and how much they support each other. Complementary competencies. Suppose if the formulation takes place in the university, then the analytical can be taken place in the industries. Like that, there should be complementary competencies, or the IPR thing can be supported by the companies, and the main research can be done at the university, like that. Next is collaborative experiences. So in these cases, while selecting the partners, either for industry to choose the institute or the institute to choose the industry, past collaborative experience is very, very important. Next is past collaborative partners. If already some tie-up has been established, then it is fruitful to go ahead with other collaboration. Then qualified staff and clear agenda. So based on these things, we can select the partner. So in ours is academia side, so we should select the industries based on these things. So there may be some industries, they may be interested to provide some grants, but we may not be having a lot of expertise or infrastructure. Then it is difficult to manage in the later stage. Initially, we may be enthused to take up some projects, but as the timeline reaches, then it will be very much tense situation. Suppose if the work doesn't happen properly. Next is collaboration steps between university and industry, defining the goals of both parties and responsibilities. So once we find once we choose the industry, okay, some understanding has been set up. Maybe we will sign the MOA or we will sign the CDA, confidentiality agreement, and somehow is moving ahead. So that time we should finalize the goals and responsibilities. Okay, this is what we are going to do, and this is what we are expecting from you, like that. Then planning project strategy with mutual agreement. It is better to have everything in writing. So better to include the legal department of the university to draft the agreements. Creating comprehensive understanding of the project within the company, as well as the university. So this is understood. Creating comprehensive understanding means all the points related to the project or the product have to be outlined. Creating effective communication. So before coming to the agreement stage or before finalizing, we should have better good communication among ourselves between the industry and the academics. Interaction between universities and companies. This is again same thing. Supporting the project until it can be exploited even after finishing. So after finishing, all the final report will be submitted to industry, and whatever money is there at the end to be given by the industry, that will be given. But again, the tie-up can be continued. Okay, if the company is coming out with the marketing strategy, then we can include, or we can request them to include in those aspects, and it will give different type of learning. Then coming to the outcomes, a technology transfer, like scientific publications, technological inventions, patents, or IPRs. So this is about the technology related. And coming to the knowledge transfer, joint research projects, research contract and consultations, training in both the ways, like the industry personnel can be trained at the universities, and university staff or university PhD student or the research scholar can be trained at the industry level. Then personal mobility, it is same, both parties can visit to each other places for the better understanding and better learning. Informal interaction and social networking, this will again help to have more contacts that will bring more collaborations. So these are the benefits to academia. Industry partnerships provide the students and the faculty members an additional funding. So we can use that fund with the ongoing research projects. Suppose if the projects are complementary each other, then the chemicals which are brought from that grant can be used here. Then availability of more resources to undertake research. In some cases, the university will be enthused to support if we get the industry grants. So because if it is funded by government or some of the NGOs, then there will be a lot of restrictions. We can't change the heads. There are a lot of stringent rules to use those grants. Suppose if it is industry funded and with mutual understanding with the industries, we can change the heads. Suppose if manpower is more, then we can ask them to give their permission to use under consumables like that. So in those cases, university will support with the additional grant. Okay, if you bring 5 lakhs, we'll give 1 lakh like that. Then industry feedback and guidance. This helps in the journey of product from conception to market. Job opportunities to students. This indicates the strength of the faculty and educational programs. So if everything goes well, then we can request the industries to take our students after their MPharm or after their PhDs as their employees. So it has worked out well in some of the incidences at Manipur. Then these are the benefits to industry. High success rate of university startups. Nowadays, you can see a lot of by incubators are getting started, and a lot of startups are coming up by enthusiastic students as well as the faculty members, and they are having the innovative ideas, and the industries can be getting benefited by these ideas. Access to a network of faculty, key opinion leaders, and lead scientists. In the university, there will be scientists in the specified areas, and they will surely give good knowledge or good ideas to the industry personnel, especially in the areas of theoretical research. Ability to team up with other companies interested in the same research. If already university has taken up several research projects or several projects with other companies, and the present company which is interested can go ahead with the university as well as already existing companies. Then I'll just quote 1 or 2 classical examples, like ISC Bangalore received amount of rupees 425 crore to build multi-specialty hospital. So Sushmita and Subrata Bachi and Radha and Parsarthi, they have donated 425 crores for establishing the postgraduate medical school and an 800 multi-specialty hospital on Bangalore campus. So this is not just the donation, but there are a lot of expectations as well. And when the amount comes to the educational institutions or research institutions like this, and there will be a lot of responsibility to give back. Like this hospital will feature diagnostic, therapeutic, and research capabilities. This will be an integrated dual degree MD PhD program aimed at creating a new breed of physician scientists. So if you see usually the doctors, the practicing doctors with MD, they will not be interested in research. And this program or creating this hospital will help the physicians or the doctors to work in ISC and to get the knowledge in different labs. So here, the MD PhD program, whoever is enrolling in this, they will pursue careers in clinical research to develop new treatments and healthcare solutions. That is a bench to bedside philosophy. They will be trained simultaneously in the hospital as well as in the science and engineering labs of ISC. So aside from establishing different departments in the hospital, students enrolled in these courses, they will also receive training in relevant areas of the hospital in addition to their classroom and laboratory instruction. So like that, the IIT Madras and Wipro GE Healthcare, they join hands to foster industry academia collaboration. This happened in 2020 December, basically. But the ISA tie-up, the donation to creating hospital is the new one in 2022. So here, Wipro GE announced a fellowship partnership with Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, to provide increased opportunities for research scholars to build and improve the innovation ecosystem. It also provides financial aid and industrial expertise to chosen master students, not only PhD, not only to the research scholars, but also to the selected masters. So this transformation, that is the intervention of digital technologies to address the healthcare challenges. So this is the major transformation, and this can be accelerated by building a collaborative ecosystem of industry and academia partners. So the second paragraph, it was told by Azim Premji of WG Wipro GE Healthcare. So it wishes to mentor the students and their ideas and help them develop affordable healthcare solutions. It aims to develop an innovation mindset in students with engineering skills by providing industrial exposure. So what are the barriers for effective partnership between industry and the institutes? Industries, they are skeptical about academic research. They don't interact, no time, and finally no trust. So this is what nowadays the things are getting changed, but this is the general mindset of industry people on the institutes. So institutes, at the same time, institutes will think, the researchers or the faculty members at institutes, research is not industry oriented. There is less interaction, time spent for administrative work, and complex problems. So usually institutes will be having in mind, the faculty members, they usually give the complex problems, which industries usually don't like that. Suppose, for example, if for treating the melanoma or skin cancer, so the professor at institute may be thinking the injecting the nanoparticles which are tagged with the ligand, and then it will go up and to the skin cancer area, and then it will deliver the drug. So much complex thing, but industry may need just a simple gel of 5-fluorouracil that will be effectively delivered to the area. So like that. Usually, but complex problems are also required at the institute level because of the funding. Usually, in industries may be interested in having very simple formulations, but when we have to run our ongoing research projects, then we have to go with the research projects which are a little bit complex and with good novelty. Then only the government funding agencies will give. So we researchers at the institute or at the university, we should have both mindset. Okay, whenever we are applying for the funding agencies, government funding agencies, we should have some of the challenges which are not addressed or which are having good novelty, so that IPR and patent as well as the good publications will come from that. And when we are approaching the industries, we should listen to the industry people and try to sort out with simple formulations. So if we have both mindset, then it will be good. At the same time, if industries also understand that novelty and complex formulations or complex ideas are important nowadays to have innovations, because lacking the innovations is much more in India now. So when the MNCs will be doing a lot of innovations and coming out with novel formulations at Indian level, it is very difficult because pharmaceutical industries, they are still looking at the simple formulations. Then industry's views on institute. Quality is not up to the industry expectations. Research in institutes is only a formality and lack of applicability or commercial ability. It is true in many cases, like quality, it is not up to industry expectations. This is because of the lack of good infrastructure at the institutes. Students are not knowledgeable enough, cannot trust institutes, there will be no confidentiality. But nowadays, anyway, whenever we go to industry grants, we will have the CDA or NDA, non-disclosure agreement, where the students will also sign, and we will warn the students that, okay, if you breach this, you will be in huge trouble, like that. So things are getting changed, but there is a room for the industries to think all these things. Faculty members, they don't update knowledge and seldom interact with the industry professionals. Likewise, institutes also think on industries that is very rigid and stubborn, unfair deadlines. Industry wants the project to be completed in 6 months. So that is institutes, they think, okay, it is very much unfair. We don't have time. So all those things, a lot of excuses. And industries will finally come to a stage that, okay, we'll stop. Nothing is coming out. And very busy and don't spare sufficient time for the discussions. But again, this is also getting changed. Industries are coming forward and they are sharing their time as well as the money to build the contacts with the institutes. Hardly visit institutes, no confidence in academic research, either overpay or underpay for the amount of research. So this is what the institutes will think on the industries. These are the reasons for failure, casual approach of the students. So anyway, it depends on the principal investigator or the research guide to groom the students, and finally we should make the students to be serious about the industry funded projects. More examination oriented than research outcome. Then indiscipline and don't meet deadlines. So many times it happens because one or the other, the instrument which is working properly, it will stop immediately, and the companies which supply the instruments, they are not having so much keen interest on the institutes to come and immediately do the service. So because of all these things, the deadlines will not be met. Research work by most of the students is just a formality and lack of applicability. However, this can be changed when the industry is funding for a separate project. There will be seriousness, and surely the professors and the students can deliver in much better way. Routine proven procedures followed by students, no new approaches, lack of infrastructure, validation or calibration of the instruments, time and money in outside analysis of samples, extra time in getting materials. For example, if you are going to get the material from Sigma, Aldrich or somewhere else, then surely it will take a lot of time. So because of all these things, there will be failures. But at one or the other point, if we bring while signing the MOU or agreement, so that time only, if we make all these things clear to the industries, okay, this much time it will take. And this is how, if you are having these things, you can please share with us. Or if you order from your side, you can get fast compared to us. So all these things, and if they call the instrument person to come and service, then surely he or she will come and address the issues. So we can bring all these things to the notice of the industries and sort it out at the initial stage. And next one is, these are the industry expectations, market aligned courses. Next one is develop skilled manpower, solutions for the concerns. Instead of working in our own area with lot of complex problems, they want the solutions for the ongoing problems, operational approach. So this is what the industries expect. And at the same time, academic expectations are funding and infrastructure, where the industries will not supply the facilities to colleges, and they will not ask, okay, you have to do this like that, because only thing is they may allow us to go to their facility and work for something. So that is one. Funding they will provide, but infrastructure, it is tough, but they will allow us to go to their facilities and work there. Next is feasible goals, equal partnership, and finally placements. So whenever with respect to PhD students or PG students, finally we think about the placements. So if our students are placed in good companies, it will be good like that. So the institute's track record will also be improved. But surely these collaborations will help to have good placement for our students. And coming to the feasible goals, at the initial step only we have to tell them, okay, these are the feasible goals within this timeline. Then how can industry academia relations be improved in our country? First one is enable academia to have patent or IP rights for their ideas in public funded projects. So especially with respect to the projects funded by DST, DBT, ICMR, government funding agencies, this is not the problem. We can, at the universities, we will be having our IPR unit and we can go with the patents through them. Especially with ICMR, the things are getting changed. For the ICMR funded projects, ICMR for potential projects, they want to be co-patentees. So recently we have experienced, but especially with the DST and DBT, there is no issues, guys. Because with the DST project, we wanted to file for a patent and they encouraged, okay, there is no problem with the DST, you can just go ahead. But with ICMR, they told it is one way, it is good. If ICMR is involved, then everything will go in a systematic manner, because they will not snatch the main patentee. Main patentee will be university only, but they will be co-patentee because they have funded the project. Then, but when it comes to industries usually they don't give up their IPR, but they will be generous enough to include the university professors as well, or the student as well, in their list of inventors. Encourage academia to work with industry for a minimum of 1 year or more, because less than that there will be less interactions and things will not go in a proper way. So more time is required for better understanding and better outputs. Encourage faculty members to do short-term applied research. So if you are going only in the theoretical approach and which will not be commercialized finally, then that may not lead the products or the projects which are necessary for the industries. So it is better if the researchers are going in that area, then the applied research short-term course can be allotted to them in the area of applied research. Faculty mentored exposure to students to industry problems. Incentivize PhD students to research industry problems. However, it depends. PhD students are not the free people here. They will be working under the supervisor, but supervisor can give the industry funded projects to the PhD students and incentivize them. In some universities, there is a policy of incentivizing the PhD students as well for their grants as well as for the publications. Provide percentage share to academia for industry consultancy projects they bring to their institution. So this is also general practice. So whatever consultancy we bring to the university, the researchers will get some share. Provide weightage to applied research and career progression of academia. So then only the projects which are industry friendly will come out. Then What what should institutes do to improve the interactions? Industry tours for students at UZ. Initial we were having this previously, but nowadays because of Corona and lot of strength of the UZ students, it is becoming difficult to take our UZ students. But at PG level, we are following it to take them to industry and show the facilities available and the large scale manufacturing, etc. Industrial training for students at UZ as well as PG. So this is also going on in many institutes that for PG dissertation, they go to industries and complete their projects there. Research work for PhD scholars allotted by industry. So this is again possible by mutual understanding between the industry as well as universities. In some cases, the universities will fund whole PhD expenses of a student, including the manpower. And anyway, finally, the IPR will be owned by them, but the student as well as the professor will be the inventors. Will be one of the inventors. PG project works in industry. Many institutes are following this. Extension of research work in industry. So the prototype technology or the product which is developed in the institute can be scaled up at the industry level. But again, it depends on the mutual understanding between the industry as well as the institutes. Publishing articles in impact journals in collaboration. Then intellectual property rights. Visit. What should industries do to improve the interactions? They should visit the institutes periodically, especially the alumni who are graduated from the institutes. When they are present in good positions in the industries, they can start this. It depends on how strong the alumni strength and how close they are associated with the institutes. Assign research work to students. Interact with faculty members. Organize programs and industry visits. They can help the institutes by sponsoring the programs and the industry visits. Deliver lectures in the institutes. Communicate broad areas of research. Then MOUs as well as MOAs, agreements and understanding. Confidentiality agreements and have trust. So all these things are required by the industries to push the industry-institute partnership. Areas in which the collaboration can take place: formulation development, pilot scale, bioanalytical, bioequivalence studies, animal testing, stability, marketing strategies, detailing charts, training manuals, product information leaflets, etc. Then this is making academic research more relevant to industry. So this is academia may select few of the research topics after intensive interaction with industry leaders. So initially the funding and facility sharing may be difficult, but somehow we have to catch the industries which are working through the alumni or through the friends who are working there. And we can reach them and get some of the projects on which they are working, and we can give the results, and there will be trust building, and surely they will fund the future projects. Academia to conduct knowledge sessions on published research for industry personnel. So academics or the institutes are strong in the theoretical aspects as well as in the niche areas of the research, which the industries they are not performing in their R&D facilities. So in those cases, the knowledge sharing can be done with the industry professionals. Industry funded centers of excellence in university campuses. There are some specialized industries who want to establish the centers of excellence by providing the manpower or by providing the infrastructure, and we can tap like those institutes, industries. Technical incubators and science parks mentored by faculty. Nowadays, because of boom in the startups, many technical incubators or bio-incubators are coming up, and in many of the IITs and even in Manipal, we have one bio-incubator. There are several bio-incubators, and wherever bio-incubators are there, there will be startups and there will be industry environment. So technical incubators and science parks mentored by faculty. Faculty members can be in touch with those startups or with the team of the bio-incubators, and we can give the industry experience and projects to the students. Then coming to the experience, MCAP's experience with respect to industry institute partnerships, I'm just briefing few of the things. Many of the institutes where you are working, you people are also maybe participating, maybe practicing all these things. I'm just briefing what we are doing at Manipal with respect to industry institute collaborations. So industry visits for both UG and PG students, as I told earlier, for UG it is becoming difficult, but PG somehow we are trying to manage. Industry institute interaction program. So periodically we conduct conclaves with the industry partners. So some of the industries will come to Manipal and we will be having deliberations and we will try to understand what are their problems amongst their projects and in which area we can align each other. And these conclaves, we have understood that these things are important for academics because we will be including them, the industry professionals who are having very strong knowledge in the BOS as BOS members or in framing the syllabus. Like academics, we will get a lot of inputs. They will deliver the guest lectures and they will be telling our students about the recent happenings in the industries. So it will be useful with respect to academics. Next is collaborative projects, where the one-to-one contact will be there with industry and institute, and the interested researchers at the university will meet the industry partners and collaborative projects will take place. Then finally, it will help with the placements and internships to do the project work. So in a QIP, STTP, FTP guest lectures, so here we invite the industry experts to deliver the lectures and interact with students and faculty members. So many institutes, they follow this culture. Industry funded centers of excellence. So we have the Center of Excellence in hot melt extrusion, which is funded by Steer Life or Steer Engineering Bangalore, because I was associated with them in a direct project. I'll explain in the coming slide. Then alumni meeting. Many of the alumni will be, they are the entrepreneurs or they are in good companies, and this alumni meet will bring the alumni close to their alma mater and they will help in getting the industry institute collaborations. Technical and bio-incubators, where, as I explained, where the startups are there, and that will give good environment for the students as well as the institute researchers to go with the industry projects. Then PG project with PG project work in industry. This most of the institutes they follow. Many industry assigned research projects. Whenever we meet with industry professionals and we will request them what are the ongoing areas, and they will suggest some of the projects and which we get through the students, and in the next it will be big project like that. Research in new areas like nanopharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals and cosmeceuticals. So these things are bringing more industry institute collaborations plus. So these are some of the projects which we have dealt with several companies like depot injection, mouthwash, gastric floating, then ophthalmics, cosmeceuticals, transdermal or topical products, and these are some of the services like analytical animal testing, formulation, stability studies, then biotechnological, including the cell line studies. I'll just take one or two slides more here. I'll tell about one or two slides more here. One is Center of Excellence in hot melt extrusion. In the previous slide, I was explaining that if industries are interested in creating a center of excellence in the university, then it is a good option for us. So I was associated with Steer Engineering Bangalore. That is the Steer Life is subsidiary part of Steer Engineering, and I was the co-applicant for a BIRAC project, that is a SIBRI grant, and the project was NSTL system tablet by hot melt extrusion. And finally, the project went on very well, and the product also, it came out very well, and finally they are commercializing, and they have commercialized and marketing, and they were very happy with this association with industry. And next, when I visited there, that time we requested for they are good they are very big manufacturers of hot melt extruders. and they have their own extruders or custom-made extruders. So we requested to provide one of the extruders like Omicron 10 twin screw processor. It is co-rotating twin screw processor. It is not single screw, or it is not counter-rotating twin screw, but it is co-rotating twin screw. So which is developed by Steel Engineering itself, and it is costing around 60 lakhs. And they provided us. It is very expensive, 60 lakhs, and initially they gave one technician also who was here for about 2 years to look after this instrument and to train our PhD students and faculty members. And I'm a coordinator for a center here, that is drug delivery technologies. And under this, we created this center of excellence in hot melt extrusion. And now also the extruder is going on it is doing very good. It is giving very good service. And this is the extruder, and with all accessories, the cost is around 90 lakhs. And five PhD projects they are working. 5 PhD research scholars are working. 12 M.Pharm projects are completed, and we have got 1 industry project. And Steel Life is very much generous. Steel Engineering is generous, and they told we can go ahead with our own IPs. And it is good if we involve, and if our intellectual ability is so much high, then they will not put any hurdle even for IPRs. But however, we included them in all the projects, and their input is also good. And finally, they supported by providing the grant as well as the research scholar. The industry institute collaboration is going on very well. And at the same time, they created one more center in USA. And they wanted to have, when we approached them, with University of Mississippi, and ours is the second center of excellence in HME, which is funded by Steel. So I'm glad to inform about this successful collaboration with the industry. And next one is to do the industry sponsored projects or the industry need projects. Then the conducive environment is very, very important. So creation of technology incubator or bioincubator in the university campus. This improves industry academia interactions. So we are lucky to have Manipal Government of Karnataka Bioincubator, Manipal GOK Incubator. GOK means Government of Karnataka Bioincubator is an initiative by MAHE, our university, and the Government of Karnataka to facilitate incubation of startups. Already lot of startups have been established, and good output is there. The startups, entrepreneurs, innovators, faculty members, and students can explore the bio-incubation space as well as the facilities available. There will be nominal fee to use them. Incubation area is around 10,000 square feet, which has laboratory and office space. So the areas of research are health sciences, pharma, medical, dental, engineering, life sciences, management, basic science, communication, etc. The infrastructure can be used by the faculty members and scientific and the students. They can interact with the industries or startups located in the incubator. So like this, there are several incubators which have come up in reputed universities as well as the government organizations like IITs. So these are some of the equipment or instruments available. And these instruments are different from those what we have in the college, in the institute, and hence we can use them whenever it is required, but there is nominal fee for our students as well as the faculty members. And there are wet labs, workstations, office space, instruments, startups, activities. There will be continuously activities and lectures going on, and we can take part in those activities. And there will be very nominal fee for the membership, and if we are a member, and we will receive all the communications from the incubator to participate in their activities. So these bioincubators, they provide conducive environment for the faculty members for industry collaborations or interactions. So if we have, this is the plus point for the industry collaborations. And next one I would like to quote is work integrated learning. So that's what we have the opportunity here in Manipal. Our university has the collaboration with leading companies for their PhD or MS program. And this is possible because industries prefer to upgrade the qualifications and skills of their employees while they are working in industry. And there will be bondage also if they are given with additional skills and qualifications. There will be bond between the employee and the companies to stay more time, or that is good for their employee retention policy as well. So this is possible with work integrated learning, WIL. University, with this, university gets opportunities to train the employees of the industry and to offer the degrees. Faculty members can upgrade their knowledge and skills because they'll be interacting with the researchers who are working in the industry, and industry level work culture is entirely different, and that is result oriented. And surely the faculty members will get a lot of benefits. Publications, patents, placements, industry visits, etc. are possible with these collaborations. And industries will have highly qualified employees. It helps in employee retention policies as well as innovations. So they will interact with the scientists in niche areas within the university, and they will get the innovative ideas. And when it works out collaboratively, the industries will get innovations. University recognizes this happens by when university recognizes the reputed industries for work integrated learning and offer courses like certificate course, MS, PhD, etc. And MAHE has tie-up with several industries, including Novartis, Lupin, DRILS, that is Dr. Reddy's Institute of Life Sciences, Field Life, etc. So the employees working in those organizations, they can register for PhD at Manipal, and there will be co-guide at Manipal, and there will be main guide in their industries. And this collaboration will give a lot of joint publications as well as collaborative projects. So finally, I would like to say that industry academia interaction is successful only when there is win-win situation in which the benefits are correctly balanced. So with this, I would like to acknowledge the organizers of ACT sponsored national conference, that is Good Pharmacy Educational Practices, my research scholars, PG students and colleagues, my institute, Manipal College of Pharmaceutical Sciences and University, MAHE for the facilities, various funding agencies, the companies which fund our projects, and our collaborators within India as well as abroad, like University of Queensland, King's College London, NIPER. Then in Taiwan, we have two collaborators, BITS Pilana Hyderabad campus, etc. And finally, thank you very much for the patient listening. And this, whatever I have told till now, then you might have already received from other, and already you may be practicing in your institutes. And I tried to put everything in a nutshell and present here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mutalik, sir. It was a pleasure having you highlighting the different aspects of how academia and industry collaboration is going to develop a good innovation ecosystem. So with your permission, Dr. Mutalik, sir, can we open the session for questions, if any, for the delegates?
Sure.
Yes. Yes, Madhur ma'am.
Mutalik sir, it was a great presentation and very, very informative. And I would definitely like to congratulate you as well as the entire team of MAHE for having such brilliant ecosystem to have beautiful tie-ups with the industry and taking a lot of collaborative projects hand in hand with the industry. So just wanted to inquire. Actually, near Manipal, there are no many industries. That's what I understand. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So how do you attract so many industries and get them into collaborative projects? Is it through your website that you advertise the kind of projects or the kind of areas where MAHE is focusing the research on? or
Yes.
is it through this incubation center that you try and collaborate with industries?
Yeah, madam, I think you have covered everything. Like we get the industry collaborations by all these means, by incubator, and many times they will come in contact with the industries which are working in the area, and they will bring the industries near to us. And second one is we have corporate relations, one department in the university. Dr. Raviraj is heading that, and they are in contact with a lot of industries, and they have a center also. Dr. Raviraj is the head of the center of Manipal Center for Biotherapeutics Research. So they will come in contact with so many industries, and they will bring the industries with us. And then with our alumni strength, which is very strong, and they will come in contact with us, and with our personal contacts as well. So by with all these things, we'll come in contact with the industries, because Manipal is very remote place. There are no many industries.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah, but that's brilliant. I mean, even we would like to definitely seek your advice and guidance in future for building up a lot of industrial contacts. And actually, Dr. N. Udupa sir has given your contact to me, and we work together in CRS Indian chapter. So that's how I got your contact, and I will definitely like to take more of your guidance in the future as well.
Thank you, sure, by all means.
Yeah. And then regarding this, one more from me, regarding the SteerLife HME, that I mean, is it still there with Manipal? Because I would definitely like to carry on some research project related to HME, because it's not easy to get hold of a lab scale HME where academic project can be conducted. So just wanted to know about that as well from you.
Yes, madam, you are welcome. Anytime you can visit us, and we shall surely work together for the projects.
Oh, so
it is here, and it is it is here, and it is working very well. And some of my research scholars and PG students, they are working, and we are working on a lot of novel projects as well. And, recently, we published a paper on this beta city complexation by using twin screw processor, and we got very good results. So like that, we are working on several innovative projects, as well as the projects which are funded by industries. So it is going on.
So I will surely contact you, sir, regarding that, because I want to work on. I mean, I had partly worked earlier with the HME, but of course that was not a twin co-rotating one. It was, I think, the counter rotating one on which that I worked. But then I would definitely like to. So I'll surely contact you, sir.
Sure, madam. And the beauty of this machine is it need not be it need not apply heat also. So we generally call it as a twin screw processor, because we can get the granules which are ready for compression without applying the heat. So it always, it need not be hot melt, but it is yes, ma'am. So this is very good machine, and you are welcome.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, I had got another one question, that as you have discussed that the alumni has also contributed, as well as your branding itself has been a big thing. MAE is a very old institution, organization rather, we can say. And but for some new beginners or the colleges which are not yet established to that extent, how can this be taken forward? Whether the industry will believe or have faith in the activities carried out, research activities carried out at these institutions? What is your perception about this?
Sir, as you told, it depends on the reputation of the university. So MAE is old and alumni strength is strong. So they're all plus points. For the new colleges, which are the moderately old colleges, it is better to bring the trust in the industries. So it is difficult to get big industries at the beginning, but at the same time we can try with some nutraceutical companies which are coming up nowadays at very high level, and instead of pharma companies, they have a lot of regulations. If we have to go with the depot injections or some of the pharma products, then we have to use only IAC listed ingredients or which are approved by the GRAS. Lot of limitations. But it is better to go with the small industries, that the nutraceutical and cosmeceutical industries, where the guidelines are not strong. We can try with them. Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is a very good perspective, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Any more questions from the delegates? All right. If not, I have a question for sir.
Yes.
So the only thing I want to ask, my earlier two questions have already been answered by you. So how have you created a conducive environment for creating that kind of innovation mindset at your institute? Means how were the steps that were taken? In short, if you could tell us.
Actually, it depends on the. I don't know how to answer this, but and maybe it is because already very good research environment was established in Manipal since long.
Yes, sir.
By Dr. Gundu Rao or Dr. M. N. Rao, who is general manager in Davis Laboratories, and Dr. N. Munupa, and so many other faculty members. Maybe that legacy carried forward, but it depends on the personal interest and passion. That's what I can say. That is one thing. And second thing is, whenever to do the research, we need some funding. Otherwise, research will not go. So to buy any small thing, institute will support to some extent. Okay, they will provide something initial, maybe 50,000 or maximum 1 lakh. But more than that, private institutes especially, they will not provide, because everything will be run by the students' fees. So with that, they have to run a lot of other things, including the faculty members' salaries. So we have to get the money. So how can we get? One is to have the innovative ideas. So how it will come is by doing the current literature search and finding the gaps which is going on, and then proposing to the government funding agencies. That is easy to get initially. It is tough nowadays. Government funding is also tough, but we all can try for that. At least with a small grant, with some innovative ideas and good project writing skills, we have to try for that. And once we get the confidence with small grants, then we have to write the big grants with the SERB CRG or with Nanomission DST. So the journey will go on like that. And after some time, we will get the confidence, okay, within this time, we will complete the projects and we will effectively use the manpower and the money which is given to us. Then we have to approach the industries. And to industries, they want the confidence in the faculty members, because they don't want, it is their personal earned money. They don't want it will go waste. So they will be cautious in giving the money, and they need some confidence on us. So that we can show show to them by showcasing our research already, which we have carried out with respect to the government funded grants, the publications, and the patents. So once they get the confidence, the industries will start giving the money as well as the infrastructure. This is the journey how it will go. But with respect to industry grants, we have a lot of freedom. That's what our experience. We can, as I told previously, we can change the heads or the parameters, and industries will usually allow to change the expenses under other head like that. And many industries will not take back the money which is left unused. So a lot of advantages we get. And this is the journey it will take us further.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And just like Madhur ma'am and Kandur sir have mentioned, we would like to collaborate with you in the near future for any upcoming research projects at your institution.
Sure,
yes,
ma'am, sure. Yeah,
yes,
my
yes.
research scholars are effectively working in that technology. You can.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. So,
thank you, madam.
Yeah. And so today, on behalf of Team ICP, I, Anjali Naik, would like to extend our gratitude and sincere thanks to today's speaker, Dr. Srinivas Mutalik, sir. And on behalf of Team ICP, we would like to felicitate Dr. Mutalik, sir, with a token of our appreciation.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sparing your time and addressing the audience. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir,
Yes,
for accepting our invitation and for a very nice and informative session.
Yes.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
So, yes, so we have reached the end of the session. So thank you, sir, for providing a detailed insight about how cultivating both self-direction and courage to pursue an idea, no matter what others think of them, is very much essential. Also, as it is quoted by Einstein, strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. That is what is the essence. So thank you, sir, for such an enriching session. And we look forward in the near future to meet you up in person and collaborate with you.
Thank you very much, madam.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you, madam. Okay.
Yes, and so see you all tomorrow, delegates, on the last day at the same time with distinguished speakers such as Dr. Dhaneshwar, Dr. Gupta, and Dr. Joshi. And the valedictory function will be at 3 p.m. So be sure to be there. Till then, take care and stay
Yeah,
safe,
and
everyone.
it's a great pleasure to all of us that Dr. Mahesh Burande sir has accepted to be the chief guest for the valedictory function. He will be present there and he'll be addressing all of us. So we look forward very eagerly for the valedictory function also for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely